Hello, welcome. Today's video, I'm going to share with you our experience in doing elimination communication and cloth diapering and how EC has impacted our stash size. So if you are thinking about doing both, you might be wondering, can I get away with fewer diapers, or how many diapers am I going to need? So I will be sharing with you the things that have impacted our stash over the last few months and then give you some numbers at the end of the video. So first of all, your stash is going to be impacted by how often you choose to wash, right? That's a given regardless of whether you're doing EC or not. We wash every other day, and I like having enough diapers to get through wash day. So day 1, day 2, day 3 is wash day, but I like having enough diapers to get all the way through day 3 because sometimes I'm washing in the morning, sometimes I'm washing at night. I don't want to be stuck without diapers. The other thing that will impact your stash size is how many changes you go through in a day, right? And this is where I think EC has the biggest impact because yes, of course, it matters how old your baby is, right? Newborns are going to go through a lot more diapers than an older infant's going to. But how often you choose to change is really where I think things differ. Because we do EC, I change her a lot more often than I would otherwise. Most of the stuff that I've seen online, folks are oftentimes looking to get a certain amount of time out of a cloth diaper. Usually I see about 2 hours is kind of the max recommendation. But in the case of us, because we're doing EC, I change every time she wets. If I don't catch it, I'm changing that diaper. And the reason for that is because I want to try and preserve her feeling of being dry and her preference for being dry. Because the hope is, ideally, in theory, that if she's used to being dry, when she is wet, it'll be uncomfortable and she will either fuss and let me know, hey, I'm wet, this isn't cool, change me, and that'll help me learn her timing and her cues, or ideally, she'll signal before she needs to go and I can offer the potty, and then we end up not needing the diaper in that case. That's how it works in theory, and I will say there have been times where it has worked that way beautifully. But then there have also been times where, for developmental reasons, because she's learning how to walk and very busy right now, it doesn't work out that cleanly. But I will say that is why we have gone through, I think, more diapers than we would have if we weren't doing EC. Now that may seem like a downside, but the upside is that I find that I need a lot less absorbency because I'm changing every time she wets. So I don't need a diaper to hold like 2 or 3 pees. So that's been a plus. I do think how you choose to do EC does impact this as well. A big part of EC is responding to cues, right? And hopefully there are cues to respond to. But like I said, there's seasons where there have been and seasons where there haven't been. And I know that there are some babies that signal more than others. And then, in the newborn stage, I was thinking about, like, for my next baby, I definitely want to cloth and do EC from birth, but I am not going to hold myself to the standard of trying to catch all the pees. I'm probably just going to stick to either really obvious cues and transitions. So diaper changes, getting in and out of the baby carrier, waking up from naps, that kind of thing, just to make it easy on myself because I'm going to have a toddler and I'm going to be healing, and that just sounds like a ton, too much. And then also too, like, you might be working full time. And in that case, you're doing EC part-time, and that's going to impact things as well. I know for us, there are days where you wouldn't know that we do EC hardly at all, except for maybe the morning poop and pee, because I am just so busy, I'm so distracted, or it seems like I'm just constantly missing her. So life happens and things don't always work according to plan. So I personally wouldn't bank on always being able to catch poops and pees consistently as the determining factor for having a smaller size stash. So let's talk about some numbers. We started doing full-time EC, full-time cloth by about 3.5, 4 months. So we did not do it through the newborn stage. And I found that we started with a stash of about 24, and that felt a little tight to me. I really felt more comfortable having about 30 diapers. So from about 4 to 6 months, I would say a 30 diaper stash was about the sweet spot for me, and that was washing every other day. I will say we had the most success with catches during this time period. She was peeing probably about every 20 to 30 minutes, so it was pretty often. I was probably catching like a third to a half of the pees, And I would still say we were going through, 8 to 10 diapers a day. And then by 9 months, I would say we aren't as successful catching everything. We catch poops, which is really my biggest priority because we're on solids now, and I don't love spraying out the diapers in the toilet. So we catch poops, and like 90% of the poops, and probably maybe 1 or 2 pees a day. But she pees less often, probably every 45 to 90 minutes or so. And so we go through a fewer number of diapers because of that. But again, because I'm not catching as many, we still end up utilizing a good amount of diapers. So I would say 30 has been a good number. Now for the newborn stage, I'm probably going to try and have like 40 to 50 diapers, which I think sounds like a lot. And hopefully the budget will allow for that, because I don't want the pressure of having to wash every other day if I can in those first couple of weeks, because I'm going to be healing. I'm going to be chasing a toddler. It just kind of sounds like a lot. So we'll see. But I would say if you are planning to do the newborn stage and later cloth diapering, you wouldn't go wrong with a stash of 40 plus, which sounds like a lot, and it is a lot, but they poop and pee a lot. So that's what's worked for us. The next video I'm going to go through my entire stash and kind of show you what I've got, because we have a little bit of everything, because I tried everything. And talk about when you're doing EC, which methods are a little more easy and helpful to your EC practice than others. So if you're interested in that, stay tuned for that. If you have any questions, let me know down in the comments. Otherwise, appreciate you watching, and I look forward to seeing you in the next video. Bye.